There's a very common belief that training your voice involves learning a very formal set of behaviors. Those behaviors become a foundation, and the theory goes that that's then a great beginning place in order for you to go out and explore who you are as a singer. I have a very different perspective on this, and it's kind of like with clothes. I'm wearing something a little more formal right now, and if I were to explore different styles of clothing, I certainly wouldn't put those clothes on top of the suit I'm wearing. So I view training the voice more as untraining the person. And to really explain this, you're going to need to step into my time machine here, something I like to call my closet. If you're unhappy with your voice, it simply means there are behaviors you use to speak and sing that you're unaware of, yet they're deeply trained in. So to get at those behaviors, you've got to start to strip things away. You've got to go back. You've got to go back before YouTube, before Facebook, before Justin Bieber and Taylor Swift. You've got to go back before Mariah, before Whitney. You got to go back before the internet. You got to go back before MTV, before Aretha, before Johnny Cash or George Jones, before Pavarotti or Sutherland, before the Beatles or Elvis Presley. You've got to go back before the Grammys or the Tonys, before Andrew Lloyd Webber, before Rodgers and Hammerstein, before Leonard Bernstein, before Broadway, before the United States. You've got to go back before the classical era. You've got to go back before the Baroque era, before the words bel canto were ever uttered. You've got to go back before the Renaissance era, before the Ming Dynasty, before Jesus, before the Roman Empire, before the Persian Empire. You've got to go back to before written language. You've got to go back to the dawn of civilization. You've got to go back because early humans, way back then, before language, before there was a word for singing, used their voices for emotional expression in musical ways. Not what we call singing today, but certainly woven into our DNA is a manner of using your voice that has a musical connotation to it. We call this prosody now, but back then it was called survival. You would make sounds, oh, and those sounds would be deeply connected to an expression, a communication. Sounds now that we are very hardwired to receive, the listener is. So if those sounds, if freedom to access those very playful musical sounds aren't available to you, well, it means you've inhibited them. They're a part of the human DNA. So if they don't show up readily in your behavior, it simply means that you've trained them out. And this is why I refer it to untraining. Really, voice exercises are a process of stripping away those inhibitions to see what we can uncover. For myself, it was a little personal self-discovery. It's very therapeutic, and it may be the same for you. But all in all I'm saying is, when how you sing matches who you are, the possibilities are endless. I'm Mark Baxter, and you're not. And that's what makes this whole thing so beautiful.